Many years ago, in the city of Akala, there lived a man named Amechi. Amechi and his wife Okamaka had two children, Chima and Chinwe, a newborn baby. Papa Chima, the landlady came while you were away. She brought yet another reminder for our overdue rent, and we don't have food at home. There's nothing for dinner. Okamaka said to her husband as soon as he walked into the house. It was obvious that she was irritated. Okay, I'll sort it, Amechi replied. He dropped his bag and walked out of the house. He went to see the landlady. Mama, good evening. Good evening, Amechi. How you dey? I dey fine, Mama. Please, ma, I came to ask you to give me some more time. I will pay the rent, even if it is in installments. Okay, no problem. I just came to make sure you haven't forgotten about it, replied the landlady. Thank you, ma. Thank you so much, Amechi said as he left. Next, Amechi went to see his neighbor, Emma. Guy, abeg, find me 2,000 naira. I will give you back soon. Emma pulled some notes from his pocket and gave to Amechi, who said, Thank you so much. As Amechi walked back to his apartment, Emma shook his head in pity. Since Amechi lost his job at the bank, his life had not been the same. He had tried without success to get another job. His wife, who had a baby last month, had become irritable, raising her voice at him every chance she got. Amechi got back to his apartment and handed the money he got from Emma to his wife. Please, manage this and see what it can make. You don't need to worry about me. Just make dinner for yourself and the children. He didn't give his wife a chance to reply, knowing she was going to nag. He went into the room to surf the internet for job opportunities. Dear Lord, please send me a breakthrough, he prayed. The next day, Amechi set out on his job search, leaving his wife and two children at home. He had an interview around midday, and just as he finished the interview, his phone rang. It was his landlady. Amechi, how can you and your wife lock two children in the house alone? A newborn baby for that matter. What sort of carelessness is that? They have both been crying for at least 1 hour. Amechi did not bother to hear the rest of the call. He boarded a bike and rushed home immediately. He met his neighbors at his door, trying to break in while calming the children from the outside. He opened the door and they all rushed in. It was just the two children at home. Their mother had left with all her belongings. Amechi did not know or could not tell where his wife went to. Did you both have a quarrel today? No, nothing like that. He kept trying to call Okamaka, but she would not take his call. One day, she sent him a message that read, Stop calling me. I have moved on. Some of the neighbors rumored that Okamaka was having an affair, but Amechi did not care about that. Even though he loved his wife and missed her, he wondered what kind of woman would abandon her children the way she did. His major focus at the moment was taking care of his children, but he could not do that for long since he also needed to provide for them. 2 weeks after Okamaka left, Amechi's phone rang. Hello, is that Mr. Amechi? Said the voice on the other end. Yes, it is, Amechi replied. Congratulations, Mr. Amechi. You have been offered an employment at XYZ construction company and you are required to come for your documentation within the next 1 week. Please accept my congratulations. Thank you so much, Amechi responded. As soon as he ended the call, he jumped in excitement. He danced and spun Chima around. Daddy has a job now and can take better care of you, he told the boy. When Amechi resumed work, he pleaded with one of his neighbors to take care of his children while he went to work. His neighbor, who everyone called Auntie Ebere, was not married and had no children of her own. Auntie Ebere ran her small business from home and so did not need to leave the house often. She did not have a problem taking care of the children who were abandoned by their mother so that their father could go to work. After Amaechi had worked for a few months, he was able to pay off his debts. He also started to pay Auntie Ebere some salary for taking care of the children. He was so glad that she was able to help with the children. Chima and Chinwe loved Auntie Ebere. She treated them like her own children and was always available to help out. Their father Amaechi grew at his job and started to do well financially. His turnaround looked like a miracle. As his children grew, Amaechi adjusted his lifestyle to accommodate them and ensure they were well catered for. He bought a car and employed a driver who took them to school and brought them back, while Auntie Ebere took care of the home front. Amaechi had no interest in marrying another wife. He never recovered from the heartbreak that Ukamaka inflicted on him. He traveled often for work, but had no fear for the welfare of his children. Auntie Ebere went above and beyond the call of duty to care for them. One day, as he came back from a trip, Auntie Ebere called him aside and said to him, "Something happened when you traveled." Ukamaka came to the house and said she wanted to see you and the children. The neighbors did not let her in, but I think she'll come again, so I thought you should know about it. Amaechi was furious. How dare she set foot in this house? What does she take me for? If I see her anywhere, my children, I'll have her arrested. He calmed down after a while, but was determined to not allow Ukamaka anywhere near his children. The next day, just as he was driving out of the house, he saw Ukamaka at the gate. He stopped, wound down his window, and warned her, "I do not ever want to see you anywhere around me or the children. Stay away from us. Do not make me do things we will both regret." He did not wait for her to say a word. He drove off angrily. Ukamaka sat by the gate crying. She was there when the children came from school and when Amaechi returned from work. Every day, Ukamaka showed up at Amaechi's house until she wore down his resistance. He stopped one day and asked her, "What do you even want?" "I want to be a part of my children's life," Ukamaka responded. "What children? The same children you abandoned? Does that even make sense to you? What if..." Amaechi was still reeling out his questions and anger when Ukamaka cut in to say, "I was young and foolish. I couldn't bear the hardship anymore. I started to resent you, so I left so that I wouldn't keep hurting you. I am not asking to come back into your life. I just want to be a part of the children's life." "That's the point," screamed Amaechi. "The children do not even know you. Chima was 2 years old when you left. Chinwe was 4 months old. 4 months old, Ukamaka. The more I think about it, the more I realize how heartless you are," replied Amaechi. Ukamaka was determined. "Introduce me to them. Let them make the decision, the choice to relate with me or not." Amaechi thought about it and reluctantly agreed. The next day, he introduced the children to their mother. Chima instantly said he wanted nothing to do with her, while Chinwe was bought over by the numerous snacks and gifts she brought with her. Auntie Ebere had her reservations about allowing Ukamaka back into the lives of the children, but said nothing about it. A few weeks after Ukamaka was introduced to the children, she moved back into the house and became a terror. She shouted at the children any chance she got, picked fights with Auntie Ebere over nothing, and made outrageous demands for money and gifts from Amaechi. The family Amaechi had struggled to build into a happy home became a bitter place where negative emotions were constantly seen. One day, Amaechi had forgotten a document at home after he went to the office. He came home to pick it and overheard Ukamaka on the phone. "Oh, darling, I miss you too. I promise I'll be back to you soon. I just need to get as much money as I can from this useless man. I won't lie, just being around him and the children annoy me so much, but I have my eyes on the goal. As soon as I get up to 5 million naira, in addition to the car he bought for me, I will leave him with his spoilt brats." Amaechi did not want to hear more. He walked up to her and said, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Please leave my house. You've done more than enough harm." Ukamaka tried to pretend to beg him, but he was adamant. He had learnt his lessons. Ukamaka packed her things and left the house. In the end, Amaechi had to work to repair the damages caused by Ukamaka's return to his family. He realized that some wounds may not fully heal and that forgiveness does not always mean reconciliation.